from the footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Sitting next to the man, Tyler Merkovich, who's also the fantasy football guru. We're going over our top 10 quarterback values, sleepers, and busts for the upcoming fantasy football league season. So starting off with values, who are the top quarterback value picks you have in this upcoming draft?
Well, we're gonna lead off right from the top 10 videos of quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, you get this guy late 8th, early 9th round. He was in my top 10, so obviously he's gonna be a value pick right there. And then we'll go to Carson Palmer. You get him, I know this is your boy, you get him mid-9th to early 9th round, and that's, I think, a steal. Over 3,000 yards last year, 21 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, but I think that ratio in yards is going to go up with Antonio Bryant, with Jermaine Gresham, with Andre Smith in there, some more depth at quarterback, at offensive line, and of course they're going to run the ball to keep him honest, so he's not going to throw too many interceptions. So you can get these two guys very serviceable.
Yeah, I like it, especially adding Jordan Shipley and also Desmond Briscoe as well too. So sleepers, who do you have sleeping under the radar that should be a big player this year?
Well, Chad Henne, you can get him mid to late 11th round, maybe even early 12th. I think he's going to have a big year. 2,800 yards last year. Of course, he took over in week 4 as a full-time starter. 12 TDs and 14 interceptions, but the Brandon Marshall pickup is going to be big, and I think Hartline and Best are pretty underrated. So Henne can have a big year to be a quarterback taken in the 11th, 12th round.
You look at even for Sano, if he can step up this year and play well. I know he was kind of injured last year, but that's going to help out Henne in that offense as a whole. Now the bust picks, guys that may be flashy, but
I have 3 more deep sleepers.
Okay, go ahead.
Matt Hasselbeck, you get him early 14th round. He was injured last year, and they got Charlie Whitehurst now, which is going to push him. He's going to want to prove to stay healthy. They got Golden Tate, John Carlson's coming to his own. Bushman Zada looks like he's healthy. I know Deion Branch looks like he's at the end of his career, but if you get Hasselbeck that late, he's a great backup. And 2 deeper sleepers, they're going to start the year as backups. Derek Anderson, who went to Arizona from Cleveland, I think he could surpass Liner and use the weapons in Fitzgerald, Doucette, and Breston well. And watch out for David Carr. Alex Smith only did it 1 year, nothing proven. So those are 2 backups that are going to start the year as backups, but they could move in. So watch out on the waiver wire for Carr and Derek Anderson.
That's intriguing, looking at Anderson and Carr in those situations. Those are really tenuous situations out there. You're banking on guys to fail. I think Liner's going to. I think Anderson may see more time before Carr does in Frisco. Now your bust. Let's go. Who's maybe a little bit more flashy now, but stay away from these guys completely.
Well, I think it's the class of a couple years ago. Cutler. Start off with Cutler, 27 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. I don't think it'll be a good marriage between Martz and Lovie Smith and Cutler. I really don't. I know it's going to open it up, but I'm not sure he has the weapons, and I'm not sure he's a top 10 quarterback, so stop drafting him there. I would draft him a little later. He does have a lot of upside, but I'm banking on him not producing as a top 5, top 10 quarterback.
I have to disagree, but this fantasy football, all football logic, it has to go out the window. You picking basically off points and everything like that, and that could be a good pick. So who's next?
Well, it's your boy Vince Young, of course. Only 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in 10 games last year. Struggled to move the ball through the air. I know it's always sexy to have a runner and maybe score touchdowns, but that really is not what you want in fantasy football. So I think he just struggles passing the ball, and Britt came into camp out of shape. I'm not sure about his weapons just yet. So right now, pass on Vince Young.
Yeah, I'm not a fantasy football guy. I don't know anything about fantasy football, but what I do know is that Vince Young is not a fantasy quarterback because of the way he plays the game. He runs and he throws, and they also have a 2,000-yard rush in the backfield. So all that goes against picking Vince Young as a quarterback in fantasy football. Now, who's the last guy on your bust list?
Well, it's got to be Matt Liner, because I'm feeling Derek Anderson. I think you really hook it up with Fitzgerald. And that game he had a couple years ago in Arizona really showed that the Cardinals fans that, wow, this guy's pretty good. And they're going to be very impatient with Liner because they had Warner last year. He had a great year with Fitzgerald, and Bolden's out now. And I really like Doucette and Breston. I think there's too much pressure on Liner, and they may run the ball a little more. So, I mean, I think you're better off just passing on Liner and look for Derek Anderson on the waiver wire if he gets a job.
See, I think the second part of your premise, maybe what happens, they may run the football a little bit more, but I like Liner as a quarterback. But I think running the football a little bit more, especially since they saw what they had in Beanie Wells, they're going to do fine out there in the desert this year. So, to check out more of our fantasy football section previews, visit footballgameplan.com/fantasy or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan.